Two brothers and a friend, 88 miles per hour. That's how the Spotify bio of the band PANICLAND reads, and has read for a few years now. In 2019 and 2020, they seemingly came out of nowhere, a fun little trolling experiment leading to them blowing up overnight on social media, and leading many to believe that they were actually Green Day. Then, just as fast as they came up, they suddenly vanished. But that's not where this story starts or ends. Hi there, I'm Jack Maniac. I've been making music for a little over 5 years now, and while this isn't the sort of thing I normally do, I've been intrigued by this mystery for the past few months, to the point where I feel like I have to tell somebody about it. So today, you guys get to hear about it. What the hell happened to Panicland? So I'd like to sort of start from the beginning here. There are very few videos on this topic on Panicland on YouTube, and I think the few that there are focus way too much on the Green Day hoax and magnum opus of the inglorious kind. And I think that kind of misses the broader band, misses the broader point. Panicland was the brainchild of two brothers, Braedon and Riley Horpaniclandio, and a couple friends, Ian Wilmer and Travis Honey. Though I will note that in research for this video, I came across a few early articles that refer to Braedon and Riley by the surname Jane, and that Braedon's name on Instagram is listed as Braedon Jane Horpaniclandio. The band's name seems to have been established early on, with them recording an album fittingly titled 14 of pop-punk songs when the brothers were around 14 years old. While they were still in high school, they also put out a handful of EPs. Their sound noticeably shifted over the course of these EPs quite a bit. The first EP, Die Shoddy, was pop-punk in style like 14, but with 2013's MMXIII, just 2013 in Roman numerals, and 2015's Steal My Sweater EP, the band leaned into more of a pop sound. Brief side note, I'm unclear on when exactly Wilmer and Honey joined the band, but I will note that the Steal My Sweater EP's cover art does not feature Honey. None of these early releases are on streaming services, and I wouldn't know about them if it weren't for the Panicland subreddit and this YouTube archive channel that I can't pronounce the name of. So I'd just like to take a moment to thank them. They and the Panicland Discord have been a huge help in making this video and writing the script. In 2016, they released Bad Word, another pop-oriented song, and the first song that appears on their official streaming service discography today. Wasted, another pop single, came out 2 years later in 2018. But another major shift in their sound and presentation came later that year with their song The Edge. The retro 80s-esque cover art, the synths and guitar layers, all made for a serious change-up from the last few releases' conventional 2010 pop sound. The group put a ton of effort into the production and promotion of this release, including recording a music video for it in which the four drive around in a DeLorean. Around this time, the band also went out on tour in Canada, as live videos can be found online from this period. At some point following the release of The Edge, Travis Honey, the drummer, left the band. This seemingly happened sometime in early 2019, based on him disappearing from social media posts after April of that year. There aren't really many confirmed details as to why, and I hate to speculate. Regardless, the band appeared as a trio, Braedon, Riley, and Wilmer, for the next year or so, with Braedon programming drums using a sequencer. Now, we get into what fans so lovingly call the MOOTIK era. One day, while scrolling on a forum, someone in the band came across a supposed leaked track listing for the next Green Day album. Having started out in pop-punk, the band were huge Green Day fans. While they knew that the track listing was fake, they were amused by it, and an idea popped into their heads, recording songs in the style of Green Day using that track listing. That quickly blossomed into something else entirely, an elaborate troll. They created cover art for the fake album entitled Magnum Opus of the Inglorious Kind, which they printed out and glued to the front of Bargain Bin Records, posting what appeared to be stacks of them anonymously on forums like Reddit. Then came the leak videos. The band recreated the look of a studio that appeared in a leaked video for the Green Day album 21st Century Breakdown, and placed the fake album sleeves in the shot, after seeing a video of Green Day recording American Idiot with the CD case on the mixing desk. They used the choir section in one of their fake songs, Rome Falls, to mask Braedon's Billie Joe Armstrong impression, and rolled up his hoodie sleeves to cover his hands in videos since Billie Joe Armstrong has tattoos on his hands. They then posted these leaked videos onto an Instagram page called Dr. Robert Doback, in reference to the film Step Brothers, which the members of Green Day were established public fans of. They were posted with no caption and only 2 hashtags, hashtag Green Day and hashtag Songs for Assholes. The fans absolutely ate it up. The appearance of the album cover and videos, seemingly separate from the anonymous Reddit leak, lended credibility to the rumors for many. Braedon's Billie Joe Armstrong impression also really helped to sell it, as he bears both a physical and vocal resemblance to Armstrong. Even after the announcement of Father of All, the rumor persisted, with many assuming that Father of All would simply be a filler album used to finish the band's existing contract with Warner, and that Magnum Opus was to be the real album released independently. Eventually, though, the ruse fell apart. Green Day's team put out a statement denying the rumors, and while that didn't convince some, the ultimate kibosh came when Panicland put out their video, We Made a Fake Green Day Album, Fans Thought It Was Real, in December 2019. Explaining the whole story of the hoax from their perspective, as well as their process. It's a really interesting watch, and I'll make sure to link it below if you haven't seen it already. It seems the band played more live shows around this time, as posts reference a December 2019 show at the Whiskey A Go-Go. While they had a few of the tracks listed on SoundCloud, the band got a lot of requests for official releases of the MOOTIK songs after the video. They obliged in January 2020 with the official release of Rome Falls. Over the following months, they released 4 more tracks from the album on streaming services: Burn It All, Average Working Man, If Day, Take a Stand, and finally Broken Bridge, Apple Tree, in May 2020. While one more song, Don't Patronize Me, can be found on their official SoundCloud page, these 6 songs were the only ones from the project to ever be officially uploaded online. Based on social media posts, it appears there were plans to finish the album, though the band were working on their follow-up and their own music in conjunction, and there wasn't really any sort of set release date. It is still unclear whether the magnum opus album was ever finished. 3 more releases came out that year, 2 officially on streaming services and 1 exclusively on vinyl. I'm Only Sleeping came out on October 30th, 2020, and Rain on My Fire came out just a week later on November 6th, 2020. Both represent Panicland's post-MOOTIK output and have no relation to the project. As for vinyl, Panicland did a limited run of 7-inch vinyl for the song Tales of an Insignificant Other in summer 2020, a song which never saw any other official release. Sometime in late 2020, Ian Wilmer, the bassist, left the band. According to fans I've spoken to, they seem to have discussed it in an Instagram livestream. The parting was seemingly amicable due to stress and other factors. Braedon and Ian still follow one another to this day on Instagram. Around the same time, the new drummer, Jordan Holden, joined the band. But not long after, a strange silence fell. The band's last Instagram post was made on January 1st, 2021, and they went live on Instagram sometime later that month. But after that, nothing. No posts across any of their social media pages, and that silence is where the surface level story ends.
I had a heart like Roswell, so secluded till you crash landed on me.
As with many similar internet mysteries, there's a lot of speculation, but very little known for certain about why the band fell inactive. Speculation ranges from anticipation of a label deal that didn't happen to concerns about being caught up or typecast in Green Day's shadow. Through 2021, there wasn't much. A story here or there with a teaser on Braedon or Jordan's Instagram pages, but that was about it. In 2022 and 2023, though, things did ramp up slightly, with some more stories popping up of Holden and the brothers in the studio, with some checklists and mood boards. There was a bit more engagement with fans in DMs as well, with teasers being shared. These teasers are where fans first saw the name The Lovesix at the bottom of a track checklist alongside the date 2024, presumably the planned release date. The Lovesix seems to be a new name for the band, and it would certainly make sense, especially if those aforementioned concerns about identity were present, not to mention all the changes in the lineup since the last slate of releases. Around that same time, a new SoundCloud page popped up with the user Sally Sadsack and the Unfortunately's, on which some of the only somewhat official post-2020 songs from Braedon and the group can be found. A cover of Rotting by Green Day, published October 2022, and 2 original demos entitled Soft Ghost and Weather Balloon, published January 2023. The Rotting cover was promoted in the Green Day subreddit on the official PANICLAND Reddit account, the only known social media activity from any of the band's accounts since January 2021. Some additional pre-2020 demos were also located sometime after PANICLAND's last official releases on another SoundCloud account, simply entitled Songs, around this same time. The few things we have from Braedon and the band post-2020 come from one of 2 sources: the Sally Sadsack account or fan engagement from members of the band. For example, one of the members sent a high-quality version of the song Teenage Ocean Blues, a song listed on that Lovesix checklist, to a fan group chat sometime in 2021. Snippets of other songs have also been sent to fans several times in the ensuing years, and overall, fan engagement seems to have been one of the biggest sources of news up until recently. With 2024 and 2025 here and gone, though, and the Lovesix not having emerged, the question still remains: what happened to the group? Are there really plans to return to the public eye? We don't know much for sure. What we do know from recent fan interaction is that they are still making music. In a mid-2025 interaction with a fan, later reposted on the Panicland subreddit, Braedon shared a demo along with this message: "Always new music every day. When/which songs will see the light of day, I'm not exactly sure, because the most satisfying part of it for me is pretty much just the process of making and finishing music. Then it goes on a hard drive, but I know they won't stay there forever." On one hand, it's good news that they're still creating, even if it is just for themselves. All of them are very talented musicians. On the other hand, it can be really frustrating for a fan not to know if or when you'll ever hear music from them again, especially after a hiatus this long and mysterious. For now, though, that's where our story ends. That's it for today. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. First-timers and maniacs alike, please let me know what you think of this new kind of video. Would you like to see more commentary-type videos from me in the future? If so, please let me know down below. What do you think of this mystery? Do you think the Lovesix will ever emerge? If so, when? Do you believe in MOOTIK? Drink water, drive the speed limit, and I'll see you next time.